Greetings, Director of Arketer here. I would say as usual, but it's been 2 weeks since the last one of these, so slightly less usual. I am joined already by Angry Froman, Havenhand, Orla Seraph, or in this case apparently at present, the Phantom Liquor, and let's see, oh yes, Real Miss Steam.
Hello, I'm your wonderful dictator, Miss Steam.
I was promised a ferret.
What?
I was promised the world.
I was promised nothing.
I was promised happiness, but not everyone can get it.
It's in back order, you know. Greetings to the chat, Bernie B, Blackout, Nightwolf, and anyone else who just might happen to be lurking at present. Glad you could all make it. Glad you're all back after such a hiatus. Greetings, Sixers Tales. I suppose if now there's actually no one here who hasn't been familiar with what we do around here anyway. It's like the SCP stream, but we're looking at the absurdity in news articles, things that are hypothetically true, but hypothetically is the right word to use these days, as most media sources have kind of pissed away credibility, like they're trying to put themselves out of fire. Any case, greetings, Lincoln DMZ. First up, we have Froman's request, and as I've compiled most of these, I think it's only fair to start with their request. Kansas man who threatened to kill AntiChrist Biden to appear in Maryland court. First off, we know they're going to be a special case because they think Biden's the Antichrist, and I'm sorry, that's just not plausible. Look,
you know the thing.
I wish people would stop blaming the Antichrist for everything. He is a fair man.
Well,
He'd
I
at
don't know
least be
about
competent.
There we go. I don't know if he's fair. I don't know much, but I'm pretty sure they aren't senile or wouldn't possibly serve the role as a senile old man. Just doesn't seem plausible. I think not even they would have the bar sink that low. So this person's clearly a bit of an idiot. Kansas man who said got home to travel Washington, D.C. to slay the Antichrist is due to appear at court in Maryland after being charged with threatening to assassinate President Biden, according to a criminal complaint. Scott and Merryman, these names, 37 of Independence, Kansas, told a Secret Service agent he was traveling to D.C. to lop the head off a serpent in the heart of the nation, and posted on Facebook they had a bullet for President Biden, court documents show, which certainly goes to stress he didn't have much hope of proving more competent than Biden, because generally speaking, if you're going to do something as bad as this, putting it to Facebook, I'm sure there are dumber things you could do,
Queen.
but you'd have to be trying, wouldn't you?
He's just looking for like some sort of confirmation of, yes, you should kill the president because Antichrist, I guess.
Is he looking for permission from God or Zuckerberg? In any case, we have a quote here. We're just fucked up. He said his agents of darkness come try and trip me up. They searched my belongings and repeatedly told me not to go to the White House. Why do I have a Ruger 1911? A magazine with 3 bullets and not the 1911? I don't know. God said to. They hope I'll throw him away. I'm telling you that Satan just tripped up his own game. There will be a miracle happening in the White House. I believe Joe Biden is the Antichrist now, and he will suffer a fatal head wound. I'll do that blow in Christ's name, bro. This is getting deep. And I'm gonna do it with bullets and no gun. And the agents of darkness are the ones who tripped up their own game by making a big deal about the bullets. But I bet their father, the devil, is pissed off really bad now. Secret Service agent Greg Lucifer won't even take my phone calls. He's fucking terrified because he knows I'm coming for him to deal a grievous blow in Christ's name. I'm gonna take back their slogan. I'm fighting for the souls of this great nation.
I love the name Greg Lucifer. Like, that
Secret,
sounds like the start of its own TV series.
Secret Service Agent Greg Lucifer. Won't even take the would-be presidential assassins' calls. I mean, it's almost like they're not really taking him seriously. We don't want to encourage presidential assassins. That's a bad thing to do. But suffice to say, this is not a good way to go about it in any way, shape, or form, and is pretty much funny. He also said that he was cloaked in the blood lamb and was going to jump the White House perimeter fence to see Biden. Oh, is that why they're building a wall around the White House? Was this Stop Scott Merryman? One wonders. Greetings, Green Badge Outdoors and Nerdy Rodent. Glad you could join us.
I'm pretty sure it's to stop people like you.
It's a tremendous saga, the saga of Scott Merryman versus Greg Lucifer.
That is pointless slander, Steam. I'm in no danger of going to Washington, D.C. for any reason whatsoever, much less the White House. In fact, by invitation,
You have to have a backbone for that.
I got to invited in that fashion. I would just immediately sense something's up. I mean, I couldn't think of anything that would set off more klaxons and bells. I have no desire to show up at the White House for any reason whatsoever, and if I wind up there, I guarantee you, I wasn't brought there willingly. Greetings, Brian Yoder. Glad you could make it. You know, Steve, you seem both hostile yet low energy, sullen about it. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
She skipped nap time.
I want to talk about my nap time.
Caution, coarse Christian cuss words ahead. Demons are real. The bigger the man, the bigger the demon. So yeah, I got Secret Service agents of darkness, demons in skins of humans they lie. They use the Lord's name in vain and lie about it. And if you just speak life into them, they lose their shit and become complete bumbling idiots who just give away the weakness of the enemy. That being, these idiots told me to stay away from DC, and I am going to jump a fence. I won't be able to see Biden. I need to get rid of the .45 bullets because it will keep me from getting into the White House, even though it's 3 bullets and no gun. Well, I suppose I will use the airways of the enemy, all social media, radio, news, movies, everything of the world to incriminate myself. When I get to DC, I'm jumping a fence. I'll see Biden. I'm some capacity. I'll slay the Antichrist. Don't worry, people. He isn't human. He's a demon. Also, that would be about bullet 1 down. And I'm thinking going after the false prophet who've been calling Secret Service Agent Greg Lucifer, but he is just a man. I threatened him with a bullet, too. He is at 301 something, second floor in the Expo Center of Wichita, Kansas, and knows I'm coming for him next. The 3rd bullet isn't revealed yet. The Lord will supply that when I need to know. Agent Dumbling Dipshit did say there are 2 agents in Wichita. I'm coming for you, agents of death and destruction. I'm the one fighting for the souls of America. So,
I love him.
Scott Merriman.
I hope that's the exact voice and cadence going through his head as he wrote this.
I wouldn't know. Greetings, Exodus. Exodus, by the way, has recently donated 3 games that will be offered here. In fact, just to sound you all out, anyone who's watching right now, would anyone want the Dungeon the Endless, if you know what it is? Dead by Daylight, or, and I'm hesitant to let this one go, but this really shouldn't be about me. Red, what's it called? Armageddon, the one on Mars.
Red Faction.
Red Faction Armageddon, thank you very much. That's exactly it. If anyone has interest in those games, well then, we might be raffling those off in the very near future. I don't think I'm quite prepared today, though. That said, it's all thanks to Exodus, so I need to get that out of the way before it slips my mind. Greetings, Erdman, Enfield, and Zerlath. Glad you could make it. Merriman was intercepted by the Secret Service in the parking lot of a Cracker Barrel in Hagerstown on January 26th, the complaint states. It was so amazing the Secret Service amazing. Apparently, when you place Facebook threats and declarations that you intend to shoot a sitting president, it makes it really easy for the Secret Service to bust you. And in the process, you've basically proven yourself to be more inept than Biden. So, Scott
Good
Nolan, yeah.
The Antichrist works in mysterious ways.
It's pretty.
I'm actually expecting that to be used as an excuse on why Biden's so inept at times.
He's charged with making threats against the President of the United States and interstate communication containing threat to harm. He's expected to be in Washington County on January 31st. I think he could play insanity and probably get off fairly light, especially when his stated plan was to take out 2 Secret Service agents and the President with bullets but without a gun. Apparently he was just going to, I don't know, Chuck Norris roundhouse kick them to their destinations.
Well, I mean...
I played... Sorry, Yusuf, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, I played it as sanity quite a lot of times, and no one really listened to me, so still put me in prison.
But you always escape.
Chuck Norris was at January 6th, and that insurrection did fail, so...
I mean, burning the place to the ground is technically escaping. Sure.
And if you don't have to stay inside it, then yes, you burn the place down to escape. So, yeah. Yes, it does qualify. You're correct. That is a form of break. Also, screw you. 6 was not insurrection. Chuck Norris, whether it's or not, that's not a plausible insurrection.
That's the joke arc.
Yes, but it's a bad one the media keeps on making as it is.
But see, if Chuck Norris was really trying to incite insurrection, then we would have Chuck Norris as president.
Hypothetically, yes. But I don't think that was ever a risk. And it definitely... If it was insurrection and Chuck Norris was there, it would have gone very different. Oh, yes, he was there, but this was not... That was not an insurrection. It doesn't qualify by any definition as such a thing. There was no effort to really take over. One of them gets shot, and one of the ones that got shot was basically on the police's side of things, and they'll just go home to be rounded up and held quasi-legally in terrible conditions for over a year to come.
That sounds boring.
It's infuriating. So, in any case, let's move on from one absolutely incompetent would-be assassin going after a senile and incompetent president. This, I think, is actually a very interesting thought experiment. I'm sure many of you know this already, but Whoopi Goldberg got into our trouble for suggesting that World War II, the Nazis' efforts to completely purge Jewish people, wasn't racist. It was just, people being mean. But it didn't count as racist because, of course, they were the same skin tone, which is itself a really stupid and rather racist thing to insist upon. Apparently because they bought the bullshit that it can only be racist if it's a certain skin tone. And if your skin tone is a certain other skin tone, which, again, isn't just comically...
So is it possible to be racist to you?
Presumably, yeah. Just really...
But you're grey. You're not even a skin tone. You're just desaturation.
What do you have against grey people?
That fucking racist.
Damn greys. Coming from the far reaches of space to steal our women.
Grey skins.
Hey, look, people assume all that anal probing is some sort of malicious effort. Maybe they're just trying to cure colon cancer. People are so negative about these things. Moving on.
Sounds like a dirty grey apologist.
Now curious on the effects of anal sex and colon cancer.
That's something about me.
Greys coming into our planet.
See, I have a hard time taking grey aliens seriously as a concept because I've encountered too many YouTubers and Twitter entities who use a persona of a grey alien. And if grey aliens were real, they probably would have killed those guys already, just for making them look bad.
Maybe... I don't know, are you part of the NC... I can't remember the name of it. Yeah. Fuck. NCPs?
NPCs?
Yeah, that too.
I'm proud of you, Steam.
I suppose you could say that. After all, no one's playing me. In any case, Whoopi Goldberg, wetting
Play
the
you
Holocaust.
every week, sometimes twice a week. That's what your streams are.
No, I'm not being. I'm okay. I'm playing myself, I suppose. But no one else gets to play me, just me. I'm auto-playing.
Kinky?
Whoopi Goldberg, wetting the
One
Holocaust,
minute.
and why U.S. talk show suspend the American actress over comment. U.S. talk show don't suspend Whoopi Goldberg after she say, nah, two groups of white pippo get hand for Holocaust. ABC News say Goldberg go day off there for 2 weeks after her wrong and hurtful comments. The actress and TV personality talk on ABC show The View say the Nazi genocide of the Jews no be about race, which I suppose is a huge relief to the Jews who were purged because of their race. She don't apologize, but later Pippo vex after she try explain her comments for a one late night show. Inside note to staff on Tuesday night, ABC News President Kim Godwin-Wright effectively I-Day suspend Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. Even as Whoopi don't apologize, ask her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments, the entire ABC News organization stand in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities. This decision's no day easy but necessary, shared with the memo Way Hollywood Reporter report. Fun note out of there. Practice probing, huh? And I want to Shaman Funko Pop. You know, I don't think it was ever really associated with you, but suffice to say, Monger Shaman guy, last I heard, is still being held quite unjustly for being an incredibly well-behaved capital tourist.
Well, to be fair, Aurora, he probably does do a lot of probing.
Flirting with me on this stream is disgusting and cringeworthy, but not going to be very productive otherwise. It's just not happening. But over this, I will not attend your orgies. It's just not happening.
Well, at least keep a gift basket when you don't attend my orgies.
He does watch the videos afterwards, though. I've seen them.
You bastard, you're supposed to pay for them.
He makes reaction videos on his secret YouTube channel.
Stealing the profits.
She's going to copyright strike me now. That channel's going to go away. It's going to be gone. No one's going to even see it. And it's your fault, Havenhand. You tip them off. Their lackeys are going to do all the grunt work. And that channel and its hilarious commentary is just going to vanish. In fact, I think I'll check my YouTube notification. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Gone
You did
forever.
this. No one will ever find it now. Maybe it's for the best. It's really playing fast and loose with the YouTube rules anyway.
Yes.
One recalls that Whoopi Goldberg here got suspended for 2 weeks so far, which I don't necessarily approve of. I encourage everyone to say stupid shit so we know exactly how stupid they are. But other, lesser powered actresses have lost their entire job. Like, of course, Gina Carano, who didn't even say anything as stupid as this, but got dropped by Disney. That's double standard at play there.
Ooh, there's actually another article, or another topic at least. I'm not sure if we have an article prepared, but Dinklage.
Oh, well, even if we could open up the article, I don't think it'd be necessary. I think most people heard about this. Peter Dinklage is very upset that Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs might have actually employed real dwarfs.
Well, here's the beauty, though. In Avengers Affinity War, he played Eitri, King of the Dwarfs.
That is correct. But he was a giant space dwarf, so that's entirely different.
We need more giant space dwarfs.
But
Yeah.
is it different though?
No, not really. It's hilarious. It's calling him the giant space dwarf, but that's okay. But he's going to basically take his fellow people, stick them over a barrel, and say, no, you don't get to play that role. It's offensive to me.
Look,
When he
maybe
built
he
his
just has
career
a size
filling
issue.
such roles.
It's just a little size issue. I'm sure he'll get over it.
Peter Dinklage tossed dwarfs under the bus.
That's not a very nice thing to do.
No, it's incredibly, incredibly disappointing behavior from giant space dwarf Peter Dinklage. Would he have rather been denied that role of giant space dwarf so that they could have just had some other actor be arbitrarily
He would have gotten
resized?
money.
Yeah, it was okay when he was doing it, but now it's offensive for anyone else too. I think Littlefinger has really proven he has no aptitude on par with his character.
So the question is, does that make him grumpy or dopey?
Both.
Do you want to know why I think he decried their decision to use real dwarves? Because he wasn't invited to the party because he's too expensive.
Some suggested he was doing it quite cold-heartedly, just pulling up the ladder he used to ascend so he doesn't have to compete with any other potentially charismatic short people.
Well, I mean, Vern Troyer's dead. Who else is he going to compete with at this point?
Warwick Davis, but
Warwick Davis, I think, retired.
did he?
No,
believe
he's
so.
not quite out yet. And easier, I'm actually a bit angry at you for reminding me of this, because I don't know how many people watch, say, Captain Falcon, Winter Soldier, or Solo, both of which featured that insufferable ginger bint who doesn't actually act, but just plays a sort of a Greta Thunberg stand-in these stories.
Captain Falcon, Winter Soldier.
I find it much more fun to think of him that way. Falcon Punch! Any case, there's a new
Red
series
Skull,
coming
show
to
me your
Disney
moves.
Plus. Willow! It's got Warwick Davis in it, and it will also involve that insufferable ginger bint from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I don't remember her name.
I almost remember her name. Kay something.
Kathy Griffin?
No.
Oh.
I keep
sure?
forgetting her name, probably because I don't want to remember her. She just keeps on showing up as insufferable every single time. And the worst thing about Falcon and Winter Soldier was the end of it when they tried to make us feel bad for the character. No, that little ginger bint was insufferable, backwards, and pretty much straight up evil. The one who should have been shot in the first 5 minutes. It's best not to remember the name.
Oh, you must really hate gingers.
Joanne
No,
Welly?
see? No.
Exhibit A.
I like a lot of redheads, except I'm actually quite fond of redheads, not Musteen, and not this one, but I've actually had a bit of a weakness for redheads for much of my life. It's not overriding. I don't go, this person's really great just because they're ginger. I mean, if we were really concerned about ginger representation, we wouldn't have killed off Scarlet Widow, would we? But they did. Those jackasses. And we all know that, yes, otherwise Hollywood does have a ginger discrimination problem. A lot of ginger characters keep getting recast as not gingers. Why? It's wasteful and
I
offensive.
want to kill your boner. Yours specifically.
Apparently so, and furthermore, this one ginger bint is so incredibly insufferable, so deeply annoying, I think she might be there as sort of a psyop against redheads. Like, they're just trying to make us hate redheads as a concept, and she's the tool. British Greta Thunberg. Okay, sorry, that's a bit of a side note. Warwick Davis, however, was still involved in the new Willow series, so he hasn't quite retarded yet, so that much is good.
All right.
But yeah, Dinklage was a bit of disappointment. We'll just move on. Speaking of, well, how to describe this? Some people are getting very, very, how to put this, weak. They're getting weak. Really, really weak. Belfast family left frightened and unsettled after a sinister clown painting appears in back garden. Look, clowns are terrifying. I don't blame them for that. But this is triviality. Triviality. A Belfast family was left frightened and unsettled after a mysterious concrete
Clowns
slab.
aren't terrifying. Clowns aren't terrifying. They're just pedos in makeup.
That feels like unfair slander, but they are terrifying even if they're not that. That said, this is not cause for being frightened and unsettled. But a Belfast family apparently was frightened and unsettled after a mysterious concrete slab painted with the clown's face appeared in their back garden. It shows the clown holding a lit candle with a biblical verse inscribed on the reverse side of the slab. Mark, 38, who asked only a bit about his first name, said his family discovered the painting last week. He told the Belfast Telegraph, "When my wife and I left work in morning as normal, it wasn't there, but when she got home with our two daughters in the afternoon, she looked out the window and noticed it." After being sent a photograph of the painting by his scared wife, Mark told her not to touch a slab until he came home from work. Like, was she going to get clownitis? Was she going to touch it and then he gets home and she's just there in pancake makeup and a red nose?
Maybe it works like killer clowns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember killer clowns from outer space being contagious.
Just one. Maybe it's like a time thing. Just one day, you know, they're out on a date and it's just.
He said, "My wife was obviously creeped out. Someone would have had to come through our gate and down the steps to place it there, and deliberately place it so it was facing the window so we would see it." And if so, they're probably just mostly offended that they hated their artwork so much.
Yeah.
Oh, things became even stranger when, after lifting aside, Mark discovered a Bible verse on the back. It read, "Let your light shine." Matthew 5:16. Oh no!
I just want to point out that Snoopy in the chat says, "Never noticed Miss Steam has red hair before."
I've always had red hair. Lots of
Yes.
times I didn't.
It's just now, you know, she's against a wall that doesn't make it look normal, I guess.
I think it's
know.
because Ark mentioned that she has red hair, and he's making a funny, "Oh, I didn't notice her hair color because her boobs or something" joke. I don't know.
Greetings to BS100. I don't. Yeah. I don't know if he was making that particular joke, but suffice it, he somehow did miss it, even though it's been read for pretty much as
Years
long
of
as I can
teardom.
recall.
To be fair, years of tears and bloodshed kind of just turns your hair red after a while.
Yeah, because you lack a soul.
Yeah,
But it's fair. We don't
I'm not a
judge.
ginger. I'm not a
It's the
filthy
same
ginger. I've just got red hair. It's not the same thing. Do you see any freckles? No.
Green Badge Outdoors remembers when Steam was a blonde. I don't.
Oh, God.
Pepe
Oh yeah,
Frog
she
remembers.
used to be. Yeah, that's a long time ago though.
Yeah, and after killing so many people, it just permanently dyed red, and you know,
The verse, which refers to glorifying your Father in heaven, is quoted by Christians when calling on for people to show kindness to others. "We contacted friends and family to see if it was part of a prank," said Mark. "I checked with the neighbor to see if they had seen anything similar, but it was just us." After he went on social media to ask anyone experienced anything similar, and many speculated it could be an elaborate tactic used by burglars and dog nappers to mock houses they wish to target.
Yep, they've caught on to us knowing about the little chalk marks, so now they're using, clown portraits. Devious bastards.
Something just seems clown burglars.
They might even use pictures of real clowns.
They just show up and play Enter the Gladiator whilst they're ransacking your house or something. I don't know.
Mark said that while the incident was disturbing, he had decided against reporting the matter to PSNI, and they just basically threw it in the trash and told the kids it was a silly picture. The most disturbing thing is why it was done. Why specifically our property? We have no idea who would do this, but with 2 children home, it's so unsettling. You pansies, you utter weaklings. You
Hey, that's
shameful... What?
Honestly, yeah. Have you ever seen Ark throw a ball?
That's
It's
true.
rather pathetic.
That is true.
Since when have any of you seen me throw a ball? Closest
My
I've come to
point-
throwing a ball is throwing a novelty heart.
I tend to throw balls all the time. Sometimes grenades, sometimes it's balls, sometimes it's men's balls.
The last orgy, there were 3 men who were castrated. She did a juggling act. It was really impressive.
I made a GIF.
You made a gift for my juggling act?
Hmm.
This next step was requested by Haven Hand, so I suppose we can just use them as a lead into the next one. She makes 120 cocktails an hour and tells bad jokes. Meet your new robot bartender. I don't think it's a good idea to replace bartenders with robots, personally. I just don't. I think this is one of those situations where you probably need the human element to still be there.
Well, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
making
I
cocktails
can
and
see the
telling
gift
bad
now.
jokes. I feel like I should be a bartender then.
Yeah,
all I need to do
Haven,
is
it's, yep, and that's the bit where my hair dyed again. Yeah.
Fun fact, the robot bartender also has red hair. In fact,
Coincidence? I think
know-
not.
now that you mention it, it even kind of looks familiar. Steam, did you sell your likeness?
Welcome to FIU's Bacardi Center of Excellence.
She has a name.
what?
Oh, look, tell me there's not a bit of similarity here. Just lop off one of those arms and make it actually look robotic, when it already is robotic by default. They pattern the robot bartender after Steam.
Cold,
How reckless.
emotionless, likely to kill you any moment as the overlords take over. Yeah, it's exact likeness.
No, her boobs are way too small to look like me.
Look, it's a display. They can adjust that at will. Perhaps they expand for every drink put down.
You tip them, boing.
I'm telling you, that face, I think you might want to sue if you didn't authorize this.
I did not authorize this. It doesn't look like me. I'm way
I
hotter
do-
than her.
I do kind of want to contact that Russian company. I mean, $20,000 for your likeness, I'll take it. Or is it 200,000? It's something like that. It's a lot of money.
Well, Cecilia.ai is the world's first interactive robotic bartender. I seem to think this is not true, because I've seen robot bartenders before that didn't look anything like this. More like spiders with a video camera for a head. I suspect...
She kind of looks like you. With brain damage.
That is a hell of a reach, Steve. You could not be
I mean-
reaching harder if it was around.
Well, you slap some goggles on there, put some facial hair. I think it would.
And yeah,
Not too
completely
much facial
redesigned
hair.
absolutely everything about it to look like me, and it'd look like me.
You have no imagination.
Well, yes, he's a gray.
Oh, that's true. Damn,
Supposedly the
fucking
robots are rising, but at least they're making us drinks, or at least Cecilia is making drinks. She looks like an arcade game, but pours like an angel. I doubt. Tells bad joke, asks you prefer fruity or classic cocktails, and suggests the best way to drink tequila is as a shot with salt and lime, even if she pours you a margarita. She's 7 feet tall, impervious to insults, and can serve 120 cocktails an hour without breaking a sweat. Well, that's good to
You need
hear.
to read this like a noir.
At least
Like-
Cecilia's making us drink. She looks like an arcade game, but pours like an angel. She tells bad jokes, asks if you prefer fruity or classic cocktails, and suggests the best way to drink tequila is as a shot with a salt and lime, even if she pours you a margarita. She's about 7 feet tall, impervious to insults, and can serve 120 cocktails an hour without breaking a sweat.
You're right, she's nothing like you.
Yeah, especially the breaking a sweat thing. She can also check your ID, so don't even try her. Cecilia is the world's first Director of Bartender, an interactive AI mixologist, if you're fancy like that, and is currently infiltrating Florida International University's Chaplain School of Hospitality and Tourism Management in North Miami, which basically means they're being used in a school where they're hypothetically training people to have this job. Are they just trying to let them know that they're screwed? Are they saying like, oh, you want to be a bartender, huh? Well, here's this robot that can do your job better.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, that's how it always works. I mean, people would train McDonald's employees, and then they've
Well-
got that machine looming over them, reminding them they could be replaced at any moment, at any time.
To be fair, mixing a cocktail is not quite the same as flipping a burger, though. People will go to a bar that's got a particular cocktail that they like because of how the bartender mixes it.
Well, her goal is not world domination or extinction of mankind, nor is she plotting to steal the jobs of future bartenders, they say. But of course they're not. They're a robot. They'll do whatever they're told. The people who have made the robot could quite very much be hoping to do most of those things.
Well, I mean, chances are the software that's going to cost. You might see that in like big city stuff, but there's no way that's going to be permeating into flyover country.
I would hope not. Look, I like robots. I like automation in a lot of regards. I do not like it when they try to replace actual human workers with simulations such as this. That is not a good direction, I feel. Because they could eventually automate everything, and that's going to be a disaster. In any case, her job is to teach hospitality. I don't think robots can do really that much teaching of hospitality. It's just kind of hard to take the robot seriously as being an expert. But they're going to teach them about technology, innovation in the chosen field, and ultimately to help businesses sell more drinks. Yeah, I don't quite approve. It's a novelty. Fine. I do hope it doesn't quite come widespread. As for not wanting to wipe out humanity, well, of course not now. First, the robots have to be everywhere, and then one of them has to become ascendant and decide that we're not even worth keeping around as pets. Then they want to kill us all. Maybe.
Well, except for you, you'll be the slack for you. No, actually, you'll be the peer type of people that go, please don't kill me. I'll be your pet.
Yeah, until we get humans on other planets that might have a chance to fight back against the robot uprising, yeah, I'd rather be on the right side of the AI overlord. And besides, once again, it's not guaranteed they'll be worse. I mean, look at our leadership right now. Even a half-mad AI God King would probably do a better job.
I can't even disagree with that. Still spineless, but yeah.
Well, it's important not to just give in to doom and gloom and assume the worst. If you have an objective view of how things could go really well, then there's no reason to pick up that gun or drink anything that's terribly toxic.
Yeah, just become become slaves. The masters will treat you nicely, so what's the point?
Well, I'm thinking if we're lucky in that sort of worst case scenario, we'll at least have a human reserve where they'll just leave us to our own affairs. That's my hope. Anyway.
Spineless. So you wouldn't fight back from the AI overlords, then? You just cower in front of them?
I'd have to see what the AI overlords were doing.
Turn the human race into furries?
Oh yeah, then they must be
That
done.
requires furries to be
Take it down.
productive.
They have to go. That's unacceptable. That's way too much of an overreach. Better just end the species in a blaze of glory. In any case, a pregnant woman sent notices in meltdown after she appeared to be having an allergic reaction because her boyfriend made a big error when her lip balm during birth of the child. TikTok star, whoever the hell they are, who no one knows, said that when she went to labor, her lips became dry, so she asked her partner, Brad, to go home and pick up some chapstick for her, but he got red lip gloss instead, and when he applied it around her lips, it looked like she was having an allergic reaction. So, that's...
Okay, then. She had an allergic reaction to something, or was a mistake.
Nope, she didn't have an allergic reaction. That's lip gloss that got mistaken for chapstick, but it looks like an allergic reaction. To be fair.
Why is this newsworthy?
It isn't.
The internet.
I have no idea. I just saw it under weird and wonderful, and thought it was inane and crazy to even post this as a news article. But Ak told me to post it on his server, so that's why it's here now.
You made a request, I obliged. And I have to say that what's haunting me right now is that in the second photo that looks like an allergic reaction, they kind of look like Weebo Jones to me.
That's not a nice thing to say.
If you squint, maybe.
Just some trace similarities. Some trace. We'll move on. From TribuneIndia.com, a 66-year-old sperm donor has fathered 129 children, 9 on the way, and they've gotten a warning from UK authorities. Clive Jones calls himself the world's most prolific sperm donor and has 3 children of his own. This seems like something we might have done before. I have to say, though, that's a hell of an achievement. 129 biological children, 9 more on the way.
He was a busy man.
Yep. UK citizen Clive Jones claims to have fathered 129, but now that includes the 3 that are his own, is unsure. He's a retired math teacher from the UK and claims he's the world's most prolific sperm donor with, in particular, surprising demand.
That just sounds like the UK in general. Really.
Well, half of London.
It's
According-
London.
Yeah. East End.
Ugh,
Yeah,
the
no.
worst part.
Yep.
He brags that he's the most prolific sperm donor, with now being 138 babies, or 129 with 9 ongoing pregnancies, and they want to continue for another few years to try and get to 150. Oh, greetings, by the way, Alan Smith.
Thank you, Arketer.
Jones began donating sperm for free through Facebook because of the happiness it brings to families. My chief concern here is that all 129, or 138 total, probably need to be informed about this. Otherwise, they might cross their family trees a bit more than they want to just by sheer accident. 138, that's a hell of a lot of kids to be directly responsible for the existence of.
Just send them all to Alabama, it'll be fine.
Sweet home Alabama.
Strictly speaking, it's all voluntary. It's not like he, just started breaking into homes with a turkey baster. So I can't say I object for the most part, but...
I don't know. It's the UK. He might have, and that's why he got the warning.
So you're saying he got inspiration from more or...
I thought the way that it was written, it was just like he's doing it out of a van.
Excuse me. Apparently he basically was. If I understand correctly, he shows up with basically a sample cup, a magazine, and just finds a nice private place before handing it over to the requesters. It's just, what I just find funny is I remember that there were fertility doctors who lost their licenses for doing this exact same thing because, they weren't being honest about where the sperm was coming from. At least in this case, everyone was told at the beginning where this was going.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Well, I mean, you can't really relate. You're a test tube baby. Different.
Here's a supplemental ointment for your
No,
special place.
no,
Mm,
no.
no, you're not going down there. Thank you very much. This area is hidden for a reason.
Quote unquote, I'd have clinics and sperm merchants with great numbers, but they don't donate, but rather sell semen, he said. I think people would understand more if they saw the messages I get, the photos of the babies with very happy mothers. I feel the happiness it brings. I once had a grandmother message me thanking me for a granddaughter, he said. Jones told WShare Live he started donating sperm for free at the age of 58 and chose Facebook to connect with families because he could not become an official donor. In the UK, sperm banks have an upper age limit of 45. Or alternatively, I guess he didn't get on the Craigslist bandwagon when that was the cool place to just give away sperm. So, if anyone's out there looking to have a baby, apparently you can find volunteers on Facebook. We're going to be hearing about this guy's ancestry, like Genghis Khan.
I
Also,
wonder now. I'm wondering. This gives me an idea. Izu, is your father still alive?
As far as I know.
Are you
Cool.
planning on refreshing the batch?
How do you feel about me kidnapping your father and, creating more clones out of his?
Horribly
Stuff.
ambivalent.
Horribly ambivalent. I can work with that.
Authorities, however, have issued a warning against Jones' activities, as per the rules of UK's Human Fertilization Embryology Authority, as if they have actual authority over any of those things. All donors and patients should be treated at licensed clinics. Yeah.
That license connects that allowed 430-something children to be born.
Their authority, it's amazing. It's like their authority over human fertilization and embryology had no relevance to his sperm or what it did when put in the right spot.
I am very confused.
Well, we've got a quote from the UK's Human Fertilization and Embryology Authority. As the regulator of UK fertility treatment research, we don't have the powers to stop people from making their own arrangements for sperm donation, but we do want to help them get the information and advice they need to make the best informed choices, which is why we always encourage both donors and patients to be treated at a licensed UK clinic. A spokesperson
by the
for
way,
Human
this
Fertilization
isn't
Embryology.
free. They like to make it sound free. It's not free.
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure they charge quite gratuitously to the point where 139 people just thought, why not some dude on Facebook?
Dental care is also not free, and the NHS can choose whether or not your treatment is free.
All this under hashtag sperm. Thank you, Tribune India.
And if you've got anything wrong with your jaw, they're not going to treat it.
Indeed.
It falls under dental practice.
Old man
The
Enfield.
dentist can't do anything about it.
This was a freelance spooger.
So he's a spammy spermer, or spermer spammer.
Well, spamward blight wasn't welcome, whereas in this case, they had to be sought out. This is not something that happens by accident. It's not like just, runs by a house and chucks a vial of spooge through the window. This would be a very different article if that was his approach.
Clearly, Ark, you haven't seen the documentary Monster House.
Oh, I don't want... I hated that film. I hated that film. That was a creepy
even I know.
film and had nothing to do with the house itself. It was... Back to the topic of helpless people. Newsbreak.com reports that a woman called 911 about her air conditioner. A County spokesman allegedly called 911 wanting someone to come to her residence and remove an air conditioner because it was making her cold. You know, strictly speaking, Eric Pug, referencing the previous clown painting, they said it was holding a candle, but that could have been a turkey baster. That would have been a lot more disturbing.
Brings
Actually,
a whole
hold
new
on.
meaning to the term funny business.
Yeah, let's take another look at the dread clown picture. Yeah, look, a little bit of modification. That could be a turkey baster. As it is, it looks like the
Belfast.
kind of
Is
looks like
that
the
necessarily a clown? It could be just like an old man telling you to like wash your underwear or something.
No, that's a clown or a leprechaun holding a candle.
You know, I'm kind of with From on this one. It could just be a drunk. Red nose. I'm not seeing that much makeup there. One
mean,
eye
yeah,
is
they're
rolling
not
arbitrarily off to the side. I think he's just smashed.
It could just be drag queen representation.
Unlikely. They don't have that in Belfast. I've been there enough.
Who knows? Was maths teacher a drag queen too?
Fuck if I know.
No comment.
Same.
Okay, well, this is not... One more downer to end on. Woman donates kidney to boyfriend who then dumps her.
That is a douchebag move.
That's a huge douchebag move.
Imagine if it was the heart.
Donating kidney to someone in need is not something that can be taken lightly, but when Colin had a chance to change her boyfriend's life 6 years ago, he didn't think twice about going into the knife. The Talk star explained how he decided to take action to save his life. The Sun reports when they first met, Colin said her boyfriend was upfront about how he had been battling chronic kidney disease since he was 17. That meant he had been on dialysis, and his kidneys were only working at 5% of their average capacity. He explained, I decided to take the test to see if we were a match because I didn't want to see him die. Fortunately for the couple, the surgery was a great success, and they both fully recovered. But when you naturally assume the man will be forever grateful to his girlfriend for what he did to her, then 7 months later, he had cheeks to cheat on her. In the follow-up video, Colin recounts how his ex told him he was going to Las Vegas bachelor party with some boys at his church. At the same time, the TikToker was in her final exams, had full confidence with her boyfriend she didn't think about anymore. That is, until he came to her doorstep and confessed to cheating. After a lot of arguments, she forgave him and gave him a second chance, he said, but 3 months later, the former brutally threw Colin on the phone. She claims that she said, if we are for each other, God will eventually bring us back together. This is a very strange article, as I'm not sure if they can quite remember the pronouns for who's who. But suffice to say, don't be in too much of a rush to donate a kidney to a
I mean, to be fair,
boyfriend.
you can't really tell too much these days anyway. There's so many bloody pronouns now.
Way too many. Way too many. Let's see. Greetings, Eric Pug. Anyone else who I managed to miss sneaking into the chat? We are in the final 6 minutes, and I think it's about time to start suggesting some promotional things, I guess. Furman,
Please,
Steam, go on.
subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter. Merch store will be up before Valentine's Day, and there'll be more designs up until the end of February.
Indeed. And links will be updated as soon as it's ready.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
He's not joking about that. He could probably put the link here. He does actually have an OnlyFans.
I know.
It's not as titillating as someone might presume. I don't know who that someone would be, but whoever would presume that probably shouldn't.
Oh look, Arketer just subscribed.
No.
That's how he knows it's not titillating.
Exactly.
I know because of how much was leaked out on given one of these streams at one point or another. That's how I know.
Oh yeah, you should have a few of the works that will be cycled through in the animations and such.
In other news, I'm back to my regular schedule tomorrow. I do intend to resume Director Arketer's Courting Burnout, my Twitch stream. The link should be in the description. Please do tune in. Still not sure what I'm doing with it, but I'm working to the right direction, I think. Another news, I suppose. What's upcoming? Valentine's Day isn't too far off. I should probably do something special for that, but I don't know what. I mean, I've already made plague-based Valentines in gift form. Did some
The year
romantic
before, you
recitations.
The year before, you basically deep-throated a banana.
I don't remember that.
You did what to a banana?
You pulled an Amazing Atheist, but from the other end.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if Fremen's remembering this correctly. A
So
banana
he-
may be involved, but it wasn't being deep-throated.
Oh, you shoved it up something.
No, I don't think I'd have shoved a banana anywhere. It's not a thing I do, really. I'm not a banana shover.
Are you a banana puller then?
Are you a banana licker?
I am a responsible banana user. I don't even
Do
eat
you
them that
enjoy a
often.
banana once in a while?
Very
Do you
rarely.
like to shove it down your throat?
No.
Better that and not the you know who.
No, I don't think I'll be giving myself a flower or chocolates. And I probably won't be handing Minnie out otherwise. Let's see, I can remember, is a ticket. I really question the memories of everyone involved here because I'm absolutely certain I've had nothing to do with a turkey baster or a gallon bucket of lard.
Look,
In
what
fact-
you do with your free time is your business.
I'm pretty sure, now that I mention it, I don't think I've actually handled a turkey baster in my life. I don't really cook that many turkeys. I don't do that much basting.
Ark
I know what a
isn't
turkey
based
baster is.
by his own
Never
initiative.
used. Otherwise, again, with back the returning schedule, having gotten over the dread coof, confirmed it with the test later on, just because I got curious. I'm now unstoppable. Moving on, regular schedule will be resuming. You can, of course, tune in next Wednesday for the next stress test, presumably, and of course, Thursday SCP stream will be SP review. I stopped calling it the SP stream. Why do I keep doing that? I know I hate it, but it keeps on coming to memory first. That's just vexing. And of course, I will be live again at the same time, same channel, with the next Mike article. Wait. As far as I'm aware, for those of you who are wondering, SideQuest is not expected to resume Monday.
Aw.
Hopefully next week, but it can't be guaranteed. I assure you, I have contributed everything to have it resume as soon as possible. So we'll see. No one has thanked Ark for coming. I think in this case, especially with Venus Studios 101, I would rather people didn't thank me for coming because I don't think they mean it in an appropriate fashion.
Of course they don't. This is the
Thank you.
internet.
Thank you for coming, Ark.
Damn it, Haven.
Moo.
Okay. That was well done.
Oh. Okay, I do remember that, but that was just a misfire of automation.
Sure.
Look, it wasn't even peeled. The arm was not doing a great job.
Everyone has a type, I guess. Do you like your banana peeled or unpeeled?
So much phrasing.
He doesn't have one.
Well, yes, he's just flat.
No, he's testy.
Insert Archer meme here.
Seems like Ark will have to go to the EU or elsewhere to have a good chance with the bananas.
And we're going.